From Chicago streets to the courts beat, South Scott Dan on the podcast seat. Bulls breaking news, talking stats and views. Every player, every play, we never lose. Horns over hoops, we're the Bulls troop. From game analysis to fan scoop.
What's good, Bulls fans and Hornets, and welcome to Horns Live, presented to you by the Fans First Sports Network. We are the hosts of the Horns Over Hoops podcast, Scott Berman and Sal Bass. Dan Gracie could not join us. He is on dog duty. He had some dog. Is he? Dan, I mean, Scott, you knew him better. You knew what happened better. He said something about taking his dog to the vet.
I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, I just know he had to take his dog to the vet.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll pop into the chat and give us a hazing or two. So hopefully. Speaking of chat, if you're just joining the chat now, go ahead and like this video and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Get us one step closer to 1,000 subs. I can't believe I'm actually saying that. We're getting closer and closer every day to 1,000 subs. We're sitting at I think last time I checked 855. So we're almost there. Almost there. But the mission doesn't end when we hit 1,000. Our goal, get that silver play button. I'm going to hang it right there, right behind us. We'll have to share custody of it because I think they only send us one. So before we get into the show, Scott Berman, how are you doing today?
Not bad. Just trying to move some things around. We're getting our basement refloored, so we're trying to figure out time to get things done.
Nice. You going with hardwood? You going with tile? What are you doing?
Vinyl, like the vinyl clip in. So
nice.
It looks like wood, but it's not.
You guys doing it yourself or are you hiring a guy?
No, we got someone.
There you go. There you go. We'll take pictures when it's done and let's see the finished product. But anyway, we got a pretty decent show for you guys tonight. We're going to be covering a couple topics, and at the end of the show, we're going to be doing our usual playing the Immaculate Grid as well as doing the Daily Purtle. So we're going to start with some news that has come and gone, but we haven't yet had a chance to touch on it, and that is the disaster that was the NBA All-Star Game. We're going to touch on that amazing Bulls game yesterday. I can't believe I'm actually saying amazing and Bulls game after a loss, but this game stood out because this is like the pinnacle to the games I want to see the Bulls play. But we have some hockey. We have some hockey coverage today. And then we have a special shout out. I'll let Scott do the honors of that when we get there. Then it's game time. So Scott Berman, we're just gonna talk about it. We're gonna jump right into it. The absolute disaster, the crap fest, the whatever negative adjective you want to use that was the NBA All-Star Game.
The premise of what they did with the tournament is fine. It worked well with the Rising Stars. I thoroughly enjoyed that. I watched all those games, the Rising Stars games. It was great. There was a couple players that, well, LeBron refused to play against the Rising Stars for some reason. Ant sat out, like both of them just like sat out the day of. LeBron I'm more pissed about because at least Ant gave them a couple hours notice and they were able to get Trae Young in there. But LeBron was like 2 hours before he was like, oh, I'm not playing. Yeah. So kind of a scumbag move by him. You could have literally there was plenty of players that were there that weren't in the game. They could have got them up and running and like available for the game. But yeah, kind of a scumbag move. Kevin Hart needs to never be on TV again. Like that was whose terrible idea was it to have him be on the loudspeaker talking shit to the players all game? And it's like like you could tell that the players were pissed about it. Ernie Johnson was pissed about it. They knew it was a dumpster fire and he just would not shut up.
Yeah.
I think the tipping point was GA, right? Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Yeah, it's GA. When he started talking shit to him, and one of the things he started talking shit about was his shoes, which he was debuting his brand new shoes. Like, what the fuck?
Well, I mean, when you're a Philly fan, I guess you have a lot to be disgruntled about. How much representation did Philly have in this All-Star game?
Well, they don't deserve any. Their two highest paid players, Paul George, has released more podcast episodes than he's played, and Embiid, I don't need. Who knows what's going on with him? Maxey actually cares about the team, but that's about it.
Yeah,
but,
Lord knows we've put out more episodes than Joel Embiid has played games.
Yeah, same with Paul Pierce. It's a joke. It's self. I like the premise of the the tournament. I think that worked pretty well. Some players played hard. Like I know Curry, he was trying. Kyrie was playing hard. Wemby was absolutely playing hard, but he was never not gonna. So Trae Young, he was playing some pretty decent, pretty hard. So some players were actually caring about it, but I think after a certain point, they were like, "This is dumb. Why are we even here?"
Right.
And
right.
Partially, it could be TNT trying to make a shit show and get back at the NBA for screwing them, or Adam Silver is just an idiot and he needs to be fired. But that's my 2 cents about the All-Star game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. Like I said it on our cast, I'll say it now. I wasn't hating. I originally hated it, but I wasn't hating the idea of turning it into a tournament. Anything to restore that competitive nature back to the game would have been perfect. The problem is the All-Star game in recent years has been kind of a joke. It's people know they go there on vacation to just hang out, shoot the breeze with their friends, play a little basketball, meet some celebrities, take pictures, yada, yada, yada. And I don't think there's ever going to be a way to restore full on competitive nature because, like we keep saying, given salaries, given endorsements, I don't feel like there's any player that will really give 100%. We'll never see tough defense being played ever again. We'll never see hard fouls. We'll never see driving to the cup in coverage. We'll never see it. And unfortunately, this is probably the best we'll ever get, this tournament style, which again, I thought it was pretty cool. The only thing I didn't like about it, did you see that there was a stat? Now, I'm off with my exact numbers, but the All-Star game the coverage lasted about 3-4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
But there was only 40 something minutes of gameplay.
Yes.
Yeah. Including, I don't know if it was the championship round or if it was one of the rounds where, because the goal was to get to 40, right?
The first 2 games are 40. The final, I think, was 25, or at least that's how it was for the Rising Stars. I don't remember if they changed it.
Yeah.
I kind of,
and then
I gave up after the Mr. Beast bullshit.
Not a fan of Mr. Beast?
No, he's an idiot.
Oh boy. Please elaborate.
Well, he was talking shit to what's his name? Dame. Like he was trying to make Dame win so he wouldn't have to pay the guy too. And Dame was like, "No, I'm not doing this."
Yeah.
And it's like, and then he was like ready to cut to commercial. It's like, just stop.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, all in all the festivities, I wasn't too happy. Were you happy with who won? I'm kind of glad Steph won.
Yeah, because Steph. He's like, it's kind of weird. You can kind of say it didn't look like he was trying, but he's just that good. Him and Jokic.
Yeah.
They're like, it doesn't look like they're trying just because they're just ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
And they dominate.
Yeah. Separation of men from the boys, man. That guy can go out, both of them, Jokic and Steph. They could go out there, mess around, put up 30 points. In Jokic's case, he can grab 15, 16 boards, dish out 8 assists. And that's just a man that shows up to the office and, messes around, for lack of better words. But um, all in all, I know we covered it on the episode coming out Tuesday. So be sure to check out that episode coming out Tuesday, which I'm going to do a shout out of my own. Shout out to Alex Pryor for being featured on that episode. Memphis Grizzlies fan, wealth of knowledge. I really enjoyed making that episode. I know you guys will enjoy listening to it. So this Tuesday, check it out and show some love for Alex Pryor. But we were given letter grades to the individual events. Now, I don't want to spoil what we said because I really want you guys to go check out our in-depth breakdown of each event. But what would you give a letter grade as far as the All-Star game itself?
F.
F? Okay.
F.
What about the structure?
The overall F, just like
Overall
the weekend, F.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
Okay.
This was worse than last year.
Okay. Yeah.
But there is you can salvage some things.
Okay.
Let the players, like, I don't need commentary on a game. Like, just let them play. Let them have fun. So yeah, F.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty straightforward. I share your opinion on the commentary. I mean, it's one thing if you want to have a celebrity chime in on the panel, but like kind of you as a commentator, a professional commentator, kind of reel them in. Like, don't make it a comedy show. I mean, if they want to come in, commentate, maybe throw a couple jabs, that's fine. But like, reel it in. You know what I mean? I'm going to give the All-Star Weekend a D. I think that there was ups and downs to every event. I know we mentioned it in the episode, but like Mac McClung coming out there and just being the dunk guru that he is, the Tyler Hero and Buddy Hield showdown. I mean, I thought that was pretty entertaining. Just the finals, the event itself, the participants, with the exception of those 4 named players, wasn't the greatest. And I did like how they did change the overall format to the All-Star game. I don't think it's enough to save the All-Star game by any stretch of the imagination at all. But I do think it's a march in the right direction. You know what I mean? I do think that something is better than nothing. You know, like we keep saying, the All-Star game has a history of being trash. Why not try to fix it? You know what I mean?
Did
I'm gonna give it a D.
Did you see what Bill Simmons, his idea to fix All-Star game?
The Podfather? No, what did he say?
So to make it more competitive, you still do, like, players still get recognized as all-stars. And he was talking about like doing kind of like the Rising Stars thing for everybody else. But what he said, what you should do is the All-Star game, to make it meaningful, is do East-West again. Winner gets home court advantage. Players that play can only be on the top 5 seeds of each side.
Ooh, okay.
So that way, because those are the teams that are going to be going for the finals and they're going to care.
Yeah. I'm glad you added that in, because the one thing I'm going to say is, yeah, that works out until you have like, we'll throw our head in the ring. You have a player like Kobe White makes the All-Star game by some miracle, and he knows he's not going to be in the finals. So what's his motivation to actually go out there and leave it all on the court? You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I thought that was a great idea, is put some sort of reward for the winning side.
Yeah, no, I agree. It worked for baseball. I mean, in my opinion, it worked for baseball. If it didn't, if you guys have different opinions, let me know why. But there needs to be some reason for these young men to be out there. Like, just going out there and saying you won the title of All-Star, now you get the pleasure of working an extra day because it's an extra day at work and playing a game. I mean, that's not really motivation to go all out there and give it your all. So at least have some sort of a prize. You know, you could throw charity money out there all you want, but at the end of the day, how many people are really going to go out there and break their limbs over a charity? Not many. Nor am I saying they should, but at least give the All-Star game some sort of oomph. You know what I mean? Some little driving force. But chat, let us know what you thought of the All-Star game. Put it in the comments below. We'll pin your comment on the screen. Us personally, we thought this was an example of go back and do it again. So, but moving on to a better game that happened last night, I am still riding the high from that, and that is our beloved Chicago Bulls took on the Eastern Conference, I don't want to say favorites, but one of the contenders for a championship in the New York Knicks, took them into overtime. Now we did lose, but there was a lot of pluses I saw from this game for the future. I'll let you go ahead and give your interpretation, and then I'll break it down.
Well, I actually did not watch the game because I was watching the Four Nations hockey game.
Aha! I told you guys there was going to be hockey.
Yeah. Josh Giddey, like he does this every once in a while where he'll just have a monster game.
Yeah.
I think he had like 27 points and like 16 rebounds. So that's what we want to see. As much as some Bulls fans hate to hear it, we're re-signing Josh Giddey. We're not going to let him walk. No. I know our team is 100% guards, but we're going to re-sign him. Are
you a fan of Giddey? Before you go on, like you like Giddey?
I think yes.
Okay. I'm a fan of his. That's why I asked.
I would say he's gotten a lot better at defense throughout the year. You start to see him more at the end of the games. I know at the beginning of the year, like he was not trusted to be out there with like in the fourth quarter period, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're starting to see it. Kobe White is trash. He is the most inconsistent player on this team. Iodosumu is turning into that too. And it sucks. Like he was having a great year and he's just fallen off. Both of them basically have. Kobe, he's taken such a step back from last year, which partially I think it's because they had to worry about DeRozan so much that they let Kobe free. And now that there's no scorer there to protect him, even with Zach gone, that they're worried about Kobe. And basically since they traded Zach, he's hit like 3 threes. He's gone for like 3 for like 25 from 3. So it's crazy.
Yeah.
How much he's fallen off since the other like weapons gone.
Yeah. I know one of the things I did mention, because I had to watch this game at work yesterday, but one of the things I mentioned about this roster as a whole yesterday was we were coming down to the stretch and, we were battling, but it seems like the Bulls no longer have that one player that they can rely on, that in the closing minutes, they can take care of business. We had it for sure with DeRozan. We kind of had it with Zach LaVine. He wasn't 100% that clutch player that could finish games, but he was at least the guy that you give him the ball, let him go to work. But yesterday, when we really needed it, there was really nobody that we could rely on, that one guy. Like both times, both before we went into overtime and at the end of overtime, it was like, who's going to get the ball? Like, you know what I mean? We had 2 seconds left before we went into overtime. And I thought that shot by Vooch, that was a perfect pass. It was set up perfectly. I think that if Vooch would have had maybe a fraction of a second or even a full second more, he could have probably gotten Bridges up in the air with a little pump fake and then avoided that block, because that block by Mikal Bridges, that was clutch in and of itself. But, that just goes to show you, we do not have that guy who, when the game's on the line, you feed him the ball and he goes to work. He tried to redeem himself there at the end of the overtime, which that last overtime, I think we could have gotten a better shot. I think that when we inbounded the ball and Kobe kind of hesitated, I think you kind of take that shot. Kobe has got a quick release. I think he catches that ball and he fires. And if he misses, he misses. We had 3 3 and some change seconds left. I mean, there was still ample amount of time for somebody to crash the board and put a shot back. You know what I mean? But in the end, they elected to give the ball to Vooch. Vooch does a turnaround fade, doesn't miss by much. I mean, that shot didn't miss by a lot, but still ends up missing. So we're missing that guy that can put the nail in the coffin. So
King of the fourth, you mean?
yeah, we're missing the king of the fourth. He's in Sacramento, both of them, Sacramento. So, but speaking of Sacramento and Zach, one thing that I did notice, I'm really, and again, I'm not saying I like the trade. I'm just saying I'm really liking the effort and the energy we're seeing out of these young guns, these new Bulls here. Zach Collins is a tremendous rim presence. I mean, he shows a little bit of defensive tenacity there where he can alter a guy's shot. I mean, I know we were working with Cat, but I know when we were what's his face, the backup center for the Knicks. I don't know if it Hunk Porty, the guy, you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He gave him some pressure. Herder came around, Herder shot. He went, I think, 3 for 6 from 3. His shot's coming around. I think it's only a matter of time before he gets going. I'm not sold on him yet. I still dislike him, but I think that he had a great game yesterday. And then my guy, dude, Trey Jones is a beast. Trey Jones, that lockdown defense he had, where they were trapping Jalen Brunson and they got that turnover, incredible. He's got that drive to the cup. I mean, he's a great young asset. So I'm really starting to like it. But what are your thoughts on the new guys so far?
I don't know. It's like it's not hard to look good on such a bad team.
Right.
So I know Trey Jones, he was a bottom of the bench player. And we're kind of relying on him a decent amount, which is kind of scary. Like, I know he's only playing like 13, 15 minutes a game, but like I don't know. We got too many guards, which is one thing. I don't think Kevin Huerter is good anymore. Like, he can't shoot. And Zach Collins, we needed more size, so I like that move. I just think he wasn't in a good spot where he was. So, because did he come from Sacramento?
No, he came from San Antonio.
Yeah,
San Antonio.
He's not getting minutes in San Antonio because you're going to try to put Wemby out there as much as possible. So he was not in a good spot. So this will be good for him. And with our lack of size, I think he could do pretty well.
Yeah. I want to get to Wemby in a minute because we got kind of heartbreaking news about Wemby yesterday, and we'll go more into detail in a bit, but I think you're absolutely right. The thing that I liked about Zach Collins is yesterday, Jalen Smith went down, our backup center. Now, again, like you said, with our lack of size and lack of big men on this team, you're kind of depending on Vooch to be able to play healthy in the minutes he's expected to play. You're expecting Jalen Smith to step in, be healthy, and play the minutes and do the job he's expected to do. But yesterday, Jalen Smith goes down with an injury. So now we have size. We finally have a third big man that we can throw out there in Zach Collins. And, where he is new to the team, I'm sure he hasn't quite mastered our system yet. I felt that he slid in there and he played absolutely spectacular. He was a good defensive presence. I know he's not so much known for his offense, but definitely his rim protection, his rebounding, it definitely kind of put a Band-Aid on the bleed that we had with Jalen going down. And then, of course, devastating at the end of the game, Ayo Dosunmu got that stinger injury, which I've never played basketball professionally, but I played it recreationally. And that same injury happens to me all the time. It's like how you turn your shoulder, someone runs into it, and then it hurts, then it goes numb, and then slowly, like, you start getting feeling back. It's kind of scary, but I don't think it's anything to worry about. I know we did say that medical staff's going to look at him and reevaluate. I don't know quite yet if he's been ruled out for tomorrow's game against Phoenix. I would say, in my personal opinion, give the man a day off and whatever happens, happens, because I would assume it was just too key of an asset to see go down with a major injury. That's just my opinion. So, but anyway, back to Wemby, because this was devastating yesterday. Wemby has now officially been shut down for the rest of the year with that blood clot in the right shoulder, which I've seen blood clots a lot. I I don't really see them in the shoulder a lot. I see them usually like in the legs, but I know that he is a taller guy, taller, lankier fella. And I know those taller, lanky fellas are very susceptible to blood clots. And I know that Twitter was having a field day, like, oh, they're going to shut him down for a blood clot. Blood clots are no joking matter whatsoever. Like that is probably one of the most devastating things to happen to an NBA player. We knew it ruined Chris Bosh's career. Chris Bosh would have had, not to say he didn't have a spectacular career, but it was kind of cut short because of that blood clot. So, thoughts on Wemby and what you expect to see when he comes back, or if he comes back?
I think he'll come back. I think it, as bad as it sounds, a shoulder is a better place to have it than the legs, because that was Chris Bosh's issue. And he's going to come back. There's been a couple players, I actually looked it up. There's been a couple players that have had blood clots like this recently. Brandon Ingram recently had it, and then he came back, and I think he was an all-star the next year. Thompson on the Pistons, he had blood clots, and he's taking some major steps. So it's definitely something you can come back from, but it's also very scary. Like it could shut down, it could end your career. And for someone that talented and that young, it's sad to see. But hopefully this is just a small hiccup, and he's not the type of player to like take this and be like, okay, I can't do anything anymore. He's going to make sure his body's in the right place and he's healthy enough to play and be ready for next year.
Yeah, exactly. 100%, no joking matter. Quick little health class for you guys is blood clots. Why are they so scary? Because if that clot breaks off and travels through your bloodstream, all your blood flows right to your brain. You could have a stroke. That man could, in the middle of a game, collapse and be the end of his life, more or less, for lack of better words. So they are no laughing matter whatsoever. They're 100% serious. Yes, like you did say, they can be the end of your career, or you can get it taken care of. I know there's a lot of advances in modern medicine, medical technology, where you get it taken out, you sit out the year just as a precautionary, and next year you come back like you never missed a step. But in the meantime, the best course of action for him would be to have a seat, cheer on his teammates. And I mean, let's just face it, with the West being so talented and spectacular as it is this year, there was really no point for the Spurs to, you know what I mean? There was really no room for the Spurs in the postseason. You know what I mean? Where they were doing relatively well, with the Thunder playing like the Thunder, Houston stepping up, Denver, like there's really no room for these teams, for the Spurs in there. So get well soon. No,
I would say it's more of, like they're not going to make the play. They're might make the playoffs, but they're not a championship contender. I think it's more of this was a good time for him and Fox to get on the same page.
I will say that, yes, this would have been a great year that him and Fox can develop that chemistry. And because that is something special. I'm really looking forward to see what they can do down there. I mean, Chris Paul, Stephen Castle, De'Aaron Fox, Wemby, that's a dangerous team. You reel in a couple good bench players and role players, and now you're looking at, a scary team in the Western Conference. So, but in the meantime, the man's going to sit down and he's going to enjoy his little break here. Chat, let us know what you think of Wemby's injury. Let us know if something similar has happened to you. I mean, leave us your comments. If you're joining us now, head over to our page, give us a sub, help us get to 1,000 subscribers. Leave us a comment. We'll pin it and answer any live questions on the air. Back to the Bulls game. It was one of those games where they played their absolute heart out. They knew they were going up against a powerhouse team. They brought their A game. The players that you didn't expect to step up stepped up, and unfortunately for us, they got the loss. You know, as we know, we're chasing the flag contest this year. So, you know, a loss does help, but these are the losses. These are the losses I want to see. You know, I don't want to see us go out there, lose by 20, commit 30 turnovers a game, have players make 2 shots and go 2 for 15. That's not the type of games I want to see. I want to see games that if we lose by 5-6 points, we lose in overtime, and all our players step up and have a great game. And I think we showed an absolutely incredible example of that yesterday. Like I said earlier, we do have Phoenix tomorrow. Another, I wouldn't say favorites, but to win any hardware by any stretch of the imagination. But they got a man on their team named Kevin Durant, and you always got to watch out for that guy. Before we move on, win or lose the Phoenix game?
We're going to lose. We're going to lose every single game because AK said the next 30 games are going to show what this team's made of.
Yeah. Did you notice that after he said that, we have not won one?
Nope.
Since the trade deadline, we have not won one game.
Nope.
I'm looking at our schedule. I don't see us winning more than 4 or 5 games the rest of this year.
Yep.
And that's giving us credit. Chat, let us know how many games you think that the Bulls are going to win, and thoughts and opinions on directions going forward. Scott, before we move on to hockey, you had a special shout out that you wanted to do. So here's the floor. Floor is yours. Give your special shout out. I'm sure is he watching?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. I sent him the link. But friend of the show, Brad Mandarino, he was on one of our early episodes, like our second or third episode.
It was our second episode, yeah.
Yeah. He was on our that, but he is actually in a pickleball tournament hosted by the Windy City Bulls. Him and his partner made the semifinals. So after the game, I think it's Sunday. Yeah, it's the game on Sunday. After the game, they're actually going to play the semifinals and the finals on the court.
Really?
So
like during halftime or
no? Once the game's over, I think.
Once the game's over, okay.
Yeah.
So if he wins that one, when's the finals? Like
it's same day.
Oh, same day. They just
yeah. So he has 2 games if he wins.
Oh, nice. How many teams were there that he went up against?
I'm not sure, but this was a somewhat higher rated tournament, so good for Brad. Hopefully him and his partner win. And I think his plan is to try to get in more of these bigger tournaments. So he's been playing like crazy. So
shout out Brad.
Yeah.
Brad, if you're in the chat, best of luck to you. Say hello. Open invitation. Come on the show, man. We haven't seen you since the second episode, and that man is like a wealth of knowledge for college basketball. More particularly, he's a Duke guy, right? Because you got 2 good friends that are, one's a Duke guy and one's a UNC guy, and
yes,
and they're like best of friends. I don't know how that rivalry clicks, but good for them. Good for them. Do you play pickleball?
No.
I know you're in bags, but no.
Dude,
that game has been like taking over. Like everyone plays pickleball. You know, it's like I don't want to word this incorrectly, but it's like got the number one, like it's number one for like injuries. It's like the number one sport for injuries right now. I have no idea why, because the game itself, it's not that intense.
Well, think about it. It's a pretty easy game to pick up, but it's also most of the people that are playing are usually 40s or above, and a lot of the people that are playing, like, you don't have to move that much, but sometimes you do have to make like
Right.
quick movements, and that's what injures people.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, I could see like now I get it. Like you shift to a different way,
Yeah.
and you
You
okay.
try to like reach for something and you hurt yourself.
Yeah. I've never played. We have courts down the street, and it's part of our association. And we actually got free paddles from T-Mobile Tuesdays. So uh so we have them. I think we've played a handful of times, and I'm not great at it. Like it's just like I know people know what pickleball is. I don't need to explain it, but I know there's like ping pong, tennis, and then pickleball is right there in the middle. We played it in gym. I know. Were you in?
Yeah.
You
I
played in
remember that.
gym. hmm So shout out Brad. Now we promised you hockey. I know you guys watched it. I know you guys had one eye on the Bulls game, one eye on this game. Scott Berman, your household's a big hockey fan. I know we learned from the Space Jam episode that your wife likes to get pissed off at the Toronto Maple Leafs games. Uh,
Yes.
I still I still want to go to a Blackhawks Maple Leaf game with you guys just so I can hear her bitching out the entire team. Explain to people who don't know, including myself, what this Four Nations Cup is and what happened yesterday.
Well, first, if you go to a Blackhawks Maple Leafs game right now, I don't think she's going to do any bitching just because the Blackhawks are such a dog shit team,
Okay.
as is tradition for every Chicago team right now, apparently.
Yeah.
But the Four Nations, this is kind of what the NHL did instead of the All-Star game.
Right.
Is they had, I want to say, I think it was US, Canada, Finland, and Sweden, I believe, were the four.
Okay.
And it was basically just a tournament. So they just, each team played each other, and then the two top teams went into the finals, and then the finals were last night. USA, Canada. USA beat Canada 3-1, I want to say, in the previous game, so in the group stage. And then the finals was yesterday, so I watched that. It was fun. Like,
Yeah.
this was such a good idea. People that don't usually watch hockey were super into it, and I think this was the right thing to do. And I expect them to. They may not do one next year, but I think they're going to do this more often. And this was a real good thing because the Winter Olympics are next year, so it kind of gets people excited for that.
Yeah.
This is probably the best team the U.S. has had ever. They are pretty closely matched up to Canada. Canada's always been basically the best, and we've kind of been the younger brother. So it was, going into it, no one really knew who was going to win. I kind of had a bet with my wife about who was going to win. Canada ended up winning, so hence why I'm wearing
Oh man.
the
Man.
Team Canada jersey. I know.
That was a good game though.
Oh,
I
yeah.
will say this because at work we have a bunch of TVs at work. One TV we were streaming the Bulls game, and that's where a majority of my attention was focused. But on the bigger TV, we were watching the game for the hockey game, and it was close the entire game. I 1-0, 1-0, 1-1, 2-1, 2-1,
Yeah.
2-2, and then overtime. It was, and that you say that was like their all-star game.
Yeah, that's what they did instead of the All-Star game, is they did this tournament. And like, all the games were fun because everybody was trying. Like,
Yeah.
So
I was going to say
I think
that
this
first
was a good thing to do.
that first US Canada game, we had like 3 fights in the first 10 seconds of the game. It was
Yeah.
insane. Like
Yeah.
Like, and tying it all back, this might not be a bad idea for Adam Silver to like experiment with for next season's All-Star game. I know we do have a lot of international players. I don't know if we have enough international players from one particular nation to formulate a team. Like, I don't know if we have 5 players from, I'll just throw Luka's hat into the ring. I don't know if we have 5 Slovenian players that we can throw
No.
out there for the All-Star game, but I mean,
You
if we got to
you could
pay for a couple plane tickets and bring them over.
international versus US.
Yeah.
That's a like international team's pretty scary. You got Luka, you got Giannis, you got SGA, you have Embiid, or not Embiid. He's not going to be in there. Come on, what am I thinking? You got the Joker.
You got the Joker,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of really good players that are not from America. The last 5-6 MVPs have been from a different country. So
Yeah.
I think that would be a fun thing to do too.
Yeah. I know that it was funny because I forgot who I was talking to the other day, but I was listing, I'm like, the top 5 players in the league right now are not American players. Like, let's say the best player in the league right now, who would you say it is?
Joker.
Joker. Okay, perfect. He's not from the United States. Number 2, Luka, not from the United States. Giannis, SGA, they're all international players. I think our best player right now, because LeBron James is 40, Anthony Edwards. Exactly. Yeah.
Yep.
So the United States has kind of taken a big hit. And it kind of showed itself and reflected itself at the Olympics this year, because before, back in the Dream Team era, I'm not saying that the Dream Team was soft by any stretch of the imagination, but you didn't see as many international players from the Dream Team era like you do now. Like now, you take on, a country like Slovenia, you got to go up against Luka Doncic. You know what I mean?
Look at that France team. That team's getting scary.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
When's the next in 3 years is the next Olympics?
Yeah, because New Year, 3 years.
So
yeah.
Does Curry still play?
He's going to be 40.
I don't think Curry's not there. He's as bad as it sounds. I don't think we win without him. Like, he was like, they were so defeated. You have KD, he's not playing. LeBron's obviously not going to play. Well, who knows, actually? He'll
be 43.
Yeah.
Hey, man, if you're 43 years old and you go out there for the Olympics and you put on the show that he did at, 39 for the Olympics, man, that's a commendable thing. But, I mean, I guess we'd have to wait to see, because I'm sure we're going to have, within this 3 years, we're going to see emergences of new great players. Ant is going to get that much better. Who knows who else we're going to see. The problem, again, therein being is a lot of these players that are emerging are not United States players. So, even Embiid, he wasn't even supposed to play for the United States. He was supposed to play for France. In fact, that's why he was getting booed by France, because he didn't play for him.
Well, that's the other question is, say Embiid keeps on his bullshit and is just constantly hurt. Yeah. Who's your center? Bam. He's
probably Bam.
Bam. He's 27, but he's going to be 32, 33 or 32. So I guess, but other than that, I can't name who's a good center from America.
I mean, outside of Miles Turner, I can't think of very many. Maybe like Mark Williams. I mean, he's
constantly hurt,
but he's got constantly hurt. Sabonis is not American.
Nope.
Wow. Yeah, like it really goes to show you there is a lack of talent. We used to have the best players at every position, top to bottom, and now it's kind of getting sketchy. So we'll see. But nonetheless, back to the hockey. I mean, if it worked for hockey, I'd love to see it for the for NBA. And again, what else do we have to lose? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And who knows? This could be the change that NBA needs. I mean, it checks a couple boxes. Not only you bring the best players in the world to the biggest stage on earth, you're bringing basketball more internationally, gets more fan recognition, more revenue. Ticket prices, you'll have to drive the ticket prices up because I'm sure there's going to be some fans from international play that are going to come down here to watch their team. Like in Canada, our neighbors to their north, they're going to be coming down to watch the game. And actually, speaking of All Star, they did just release the city that the All Star game is going to be in next year. Do you remember who it was?
No idea. Is it
Los
Toronto?
Los Angeles. Another California All Star game.
Hopefully in the Intuit Dome.
Thank you. That's exactly what I was thinking. That would be the perfect stage for the All Star game. And I would borderline say, just going forward, until more stadiums are up to the same level as the Intuit Dome, keep it there. It's an incredible stadium. Like I'm telling you, I've said this before. That Lakers rebrand, top to bottom, has got me loving the LA Clippers, the dome, the logo, the jerseys, everything. The Clippers are doing it right. So they're going to be my second team until the Sonics come back.
It's never happening.
I'm telling you, within 3 or 4 years, you're going to see the Seattle Supersonics come back, or some other expansion team they're in. Chat, let us know what expansion teams you would like to see. Give us some team names. Give us some like St. Louis Spirit. Drop some team names in the chat. We'd love to see it. But Scott Berman, since we've checked all our boxes on stuff we need to talk about, are you ready to play the Pirtle and the Immaculate Grid?
Yep, let's do it.
All right, let's set it up here. I'm getting pretty good at those Pirtles. So, of course, it's because I do that Guess the NBA Player today, which, before I start, how the hell did you get the one today?
So I forgot what the last time I was on with remember Smoddy was on.
Yeah.
I was on Bob Love's page.
Okay.
Spoiler, Bob Love was the answer.
Yeah. Yeah. If you haven't watched it,
I was on his page, and it was Southern University is what the thumbnail showed. So no one comes out of Southern University anymore. Like,
I know
that's such an old, like, back when there was like crazy rounds of drafts. So I think I got the, like, I saw Southern University in the thumbnail, and then I think I saw like 1965 draft. I was like, oh yeah, that's Bob Love.
Yeah, dude, I threw it back for this one. Like, I've been getting a lot of, I'm not saying complaints, but I'm getting a lot of comments saying that like my insanity mode is too easy. I mean, the one I had Matt McClung as my insanity, but my insanity was getting easy. I'm like, all right, let's throw this one back. I'm like, I'm gonna go players back in the short era. I'm gonna go.
If what you really should do is just do it. Don't say what pick they were. Just say whatever, like, drafted in what year, if you really want to make it crazy.
Yeah.
Because then people can just look up what pick it is.
Yeah, that's true. I know what's messed up is Bob Love, for people who don't know who Bob Love, because he only played for a handful of teams, but Bob Love was drafted in the 4th round, because back in the day, the NBA had multiple rounds. He was 4th. Like, he was 4th round, 33rd overall, because I guess either there wasn't that many teams or whatever, So I knew when I threw out 4th round, I was gonna have a couple of people that are like, he must have made a mistake because we don't have that many rounds. But
yeah.
So keep playing those games, keep leaving your comments. I love doing those NBA Player of the Day. I love watching you guys' reactions and reading your comments. So please continue to do that. And again, I know I'm beating a dead horse, but if you haven't yet subscribed to our channel, do it, because why not? All right, Scott Berman.
Yes.
You ready to see the silhouette?
Yeah.
All right. Silhouette is.
That does not help.
Oh, it does. Tell me that isn't James Harden.
Do it.
Tell me that isn't James Harden. Chat, is
No,
that
I
James
could see
Harden?
that with the beard.
James Harden?
Yeah, put it in there.
All right. We're going James Harden. I've never gotten a Pirtle in one guess. Look at all those checks. Okay, so he is on the LA Clippers. He's in the West. Obviously, he's in the Western Conference, so he's not a guard. He's higher than or higher. He's taller than 6'5". He's lower than 35, younger, and his number is higher than 1. Dude, where's Samadi Yee when you need him? Because that's his team. That's his team. Like Samadi Yee would have probably looked at this and he would have been like, it's totally this guy.
Can you scroll up? Let me see that silhouette again.
Yeah, scroll up there. Chat, leave your answers who you think this is. We got 3 out of the 6, or was it 7? So that's a really good first guess on Pirtle.
Is this Ben Simmons?
It's Ben Simmons on. Ben Simmons doesn't have a beard though.
Yes. Ben Simmons is on the Clippers. Okay. Or
Kawhi Leonard.
I don't know if it's Kawhi because it'd be guard.
No,
he's a guard, and no, the yellow means I think he's a guard or whatever. I'm
gonna say this is probably Kawhi.
He's got to be 6'5". I think
Here,
it's.
I'll make it bigger, but look, his head is kind of like that. Kind of looks like cornrows.
All right, do Kawhi.
Should I do it? All right. Oh, okay. So it's not. So he is 6'7". He's a combo forward or swing position. He's under 33 and he's above number 2.
That
Okay.
doesn't help us.
No. Yeah. We went from number 1 to number 2. So not a lot of hints on that one. And again, I don't know the roster. You want me to go Ben Simmons?
Yes.
Oh, I'm going to be so pissed.
Ben Simmons is a point guard.
But does he play forward ever? Because I think that's what that means. Like,
okay. Yeah, try it.
Well, at least we know he's actually, that narrows it down a bit. His number is under 25, but above 2. He's under 6'10", and he's under 28 years old. So,
I think I got it.
Who is it?
It's Amir Coffee.
How the hell do you know that?
I'm just looking at the roster, and he's 6'7".
Bam! It was Amir Coffee. 4 guesses. Damn. Okay, number 7. So 27 years old. Amir Coffee. I did not even know who that was. So good guess.
Nope.
All right. Moving on to the Immaculate Grid. The Immaculate Grid. And we got a good one today. We got 76ers Pacers, first round draft pick, and Nets, Heat, and the Phoenix Suns. Well, I know everyone and their sister is going to put Ben Simmons for 76ers and Nets, so I'm going to go around from that. Do you think? Well, how about this? Where do you want to start? Chat, feel free to jump in if you haven't played this before. There's 3 teams or attributes on one side, and then 3 teams or attributes on the other side, and then you got to kind of like find the player that correlates with either both teams, or in this case, it's first round draft pick. So you'd have to pick a Brooklyn Net who was a first round draft pick, and that's the player. I'm going to highlight this because I'm not sure if it's first round draft pick for that team. It is player must have played a game in this league paired with a team. Player must have been either drafted in the first round by that team, okay, or played at least one game with that team in the NBA. Okay, so this will be easy. This will be an easy one.
So it can just be any first round pick.
Yeah. Let me get rid of that because that's rather annoying. All right. I'll let you have the honor of the first pick. And then again, chat, feel free to jump in and chime in with your picks. Love to see them.
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay. And again, I know I didn't mention this, but I know if you've watched our previous streams, you know the rules, but the idea is to guess the least common player. You're supposed to put in the guess that not very many people would guess. So your score, if you put in Ben Simmons for Nets and 76ers, probably won't be the best because I'm sure a lot of people are going to answer that. So Brooklyn Nets and 76ers, you're probably looking at like, I don't know, Julius Irving.
So you can do this in two different places.
Okay.
Jermaine O'Neal, obviously Pacers.
Yes.
He played on both Miami and Phoenix. He played 2 years in Miami and 1 year in Phoenix.
So answer me this question. I may be going with Phoenix and Pacers as Jermaine O'Neal because, excuse me, did Danny Granger play for the Miami Heat?
Oh, that's a good question.
If Danny Granger played for the Miami Heat and the Pacers, I would go with Danny Granger.
Danny Granger did play 1 year in Miami.
Okay. So I think I'll put Jermaine O'Neal here.
Yep.
And then I'll put Danny Granger right above him. All right. So the best answers are the ones that are under single digits or less than 1%.
I have 14. Yeah, I kind of figured that was.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh.
Well,
What about, do you want to go Danny Granger here?
yeah, go for it.
Yeah. This is a
At this
warm-up
point,
round
let's just-
anyway.
Yeah.
10%. All right. So not
10%.
our greatest start. The only one I know for Pacers would be like CJ Watson.
Ooh. For which one?
For
Was he on
Nets.
the Nets? Put him.
Or was Aaron Brooks ever on the Pacers?
I want to say yes.
You think so? I think Aaron Brooks would be a lower scorer than CJ Watson.
I feel like Aaron Brooks was on every team.
Yeah, he was like Luke Ridnour probably works for this one. So what do you think? Should we go Aaron Brooks? Roll the dice. It's a warm-up round.
He played in Indiana. He never played in Brooklyn.
Ooh, okay. So CJ Watson it is.
Yep.
CJ Watson. 1%. Okay, that was a lot better of a score than I thought it was. Jermaine O'Neal could have been the first round pick for the Phoenix Suns too.
Oh, that would have been good.
Yeah. I feel like the only ones I know, like, all right, Miami first round draft pick would have been like Michael Beasley.
Actually, do that one.
Do it.
Yeah, like don't give up.
Don't give up. Well, I see Michael Redd in here. I was right,
Legend.
Legendary Michael Redd still have his jersey. 2%. Yes. Michael Beasley. All right. I don't know very many players that played for both. Oh, you got
You
one?
know, Dragon Bender, Suns, first round pick.
Dragon Bender. Okay. Okay. Dragon Bender. 5%. Solid. Okay.
Fourth overall pick. Dude was a bust.
That dude was a bust. Okay. I don't know too many like I know for this one right here, you can put Charles Barkley, but I guarantee you that's what everyone is going to put.
Hold on. I think I have. I just want to check if he was drafted by the Nets.
Well, he
was
would have had
drafted
to
by
have
the
played too.
Celtics.
Who's that?
He would just had to play for the Nets.
He would have had to have played a game for the Nets per their rules. So I have been bitten in the ass.
Marshawn Brooks.
Marshawn Brooks. Oh yeah.
He was drafted. So he was drafted by Boston, but he apparently, I think, was traded to the Nets immediately.
All right. 0.4. Damn.
That was my guy.
That was
my
your guy.
2K legend. 2K legend right there.
Remember when they were like, this guy's going to be the next Kobe Bryant and blah, blah, blah. And the man came out there and just laid a goose. I think he was on either on the Bulls official roster or summer league roster one year. All right. Down to the wire here. We got 3 left in our warm-up round. We'll do one more after this. All right. 76ers and the Heat. I don't know very many players who played for both. Excuse me. Fake sneeze. Okay.
No.
All right. Chat, help us out here. What do we got?
I found one that played for Phoenix and Brooklyn, but that doesn't help us.
Yeah, that would have been. Tell you what, Brooklyn Nets also accompanies the New Jersey Nets.
Mm-hmm.
New Jersey Nets and 76ers. Did Vince Carter let's talk real English today. Did Vince Carter ever play for the Suns?
I don't remember him playing for the Suns.
Well, he never played for the 76ers, so it would have worked anyway. So
he played for neither team.
No, he was another rainbow guy where he played for every single team.
Ooh, let me see. Hold on.
Oh, I got one. But Campaign. Did Campaign ever play? Did Campaign ever play for the 76ers?
Campaign for what team?
76ers and the Suns. Bottom left.
Campaign. Let's see. Jerry Stackhouse is your answer for 76ers Nets.
Oh, the stack. Yes. Dude, Jerry Stackhouse. I've been seeing a lot of like people that thinks he should be the next Bulls head coach. 0.2. There we go.
Campaign played on both the Suns and the Sixers.
All right, so we'll just go Campaign there. The man with the ugliest shot in the entire NBA.
And the Bulls loved him.
4%. Yeah, we traded Taj Gibson for that clown. We traded Taj Gibson, the Taj Mahal, for that clown. Okay, we got one more. 76ers and Heat. And Goran Dragic? Oh, we could have. Did Goran Dragic ever play for the 76ers?
I don't remember him on the Sixers.
Yeah, actually, now that you mention it. Marcus Camby doesn't work here. Or does he? Ben Simmons doesn't work here. No, it doesn't work there because Elton Brand never played for the Heat. The only player I could think of is Max Strus,
For which one?
Heat and 76ers, but I don't know if Max Strus has ever played for the 76ers.
Marcus Camby does not work. You're correct.
Yeah, that's my guy, man. Marcus Camby. What? I'm trying to think of like 90s because a lot of people forget 90s basketball. Well, I shouldn't say that, but 76ers. Oh, this is a shot in the dark.
Ooh.
Did Ronnie Cycli ever play for the 76ers?
What? Ronnie? How do you... Ronnie who?
I don't know. Cycli. SEI.
Found
Oh, you know who we could have put for 76ers and Phoenix, and I guarantee it would have been less than campaign? Would have been
Tim
Lewis
Thomas?
Amundsen.
Tim
Tim
Thomas.
Thomas. Lewis Amundsen.
Ronnie Cycli played for Miami and the Nets.
Damn it. Okay. Damn. We're one square away. This is brutal. We need Samadi. Samadi is like the GOAT at this, and anything juice. Anything
Yeah.
juice, I know for a fact he's probably not watching because he is in London and it's 1 a.m. in London. So
Amateur hour.
yeah. At least I hope he's not awake at this time of the day.
What is he doing in there in London?
He's at a tournament.
Oh, okay.
He's playing was it Pokemon Scarlet and Violet? I don't know the games, but he's in a tournament over there. Hey, best of luck to you, anything juice. Shout out to you. You got this. But what we don't have is an answer for this. All right. Reeling it all back in. Did Kyle Korver ever play for the Heat?
Did he play for the 76ers?
Yeah, he was drafted there.
Was he?
Yeah.
I want to say no. No, he did not.
I got it. 76ers, Samuel Dalembert. Can you check if he played for the Heat?
I only remember him being on the Kings for fucking ever.
Yeah. That was Dan's Kings team. Samuel Dalembert, a couple other players, but mainly those two.
Come on. Why is this not working?
I know Samuel Dalembert for sure played for the 76ers.
He did not. Played for Milwaukee.
Damn. Really? He didn't play for the 76ers?
Oh, he played for the 76ers. He just didn't play for
okay. The Heat.
Yeah, I'm kind of. Who the hell played for the Heat?
A lot of people. Just not ones that we could think of.
Yeah.
See,
No. God damn it.
and actually, you know who would be a good person would be Big Bird. Big Bird is he's a Philly fan, so he could have helped us out.
I'm just going through the Philly roster and just trying to see who played for where. No.
What about? I'm thinking did Eric Snow ever play for the Heat?
No, I already looked that up.
Okay. Antonio McDice. Or Glenn Robinson, the first. Or what am I talking about? I think this answer is Antoine Walker.
Hold on, let me see. No for Glenn Robinson.
All right. While Scott looks that up, chat, if you're new to the channel or new to the stream, slide over to our YouTube page or all of our socials. Give us a follow, give us a sub, give us a like, give us a comment. Give it all to us. You know, we're not trying to be greedy. We love your interactions. That's all.
Antoine Walker is not the answer.
Damn it. Who was the third guy I mentioned? Antonio McDice. Oh, I think I have the answer.
Okay, who?
Is it Lindsey Hunter?
Okay, come on.
Or I'm sorry, not Lindsey Hunter. Mike James.
What? Those are two different.
Dude, I'm just going off of like the Chicago Bulls guards that we usually sign, like Lindsey Hunter, Mike James.
I forgot about Mike James, that fucking clown.
Who?
Oh, Jesus.
Who?
Don't stop.
Don't stop. Who? This is one that the chat is avoiding like a plague. They're like, I want no part of this one.
Do you know what the answer is? It's Jimmy Butler.
Oh, it is. All right, that's fine. I mean,
no. Yeah, you got so you have Jimmy Butler. Who else? Andre Iguodala, probably.
I don't think Iggy ever played for the Heat.
I'm pretty sure he played for the. No, maybe he didn't.
No. Like I said, I don't. I know Jimmy did, and actually, now that you mentioned Jimmy, I'm a little pissed that I forgot that Jimmy played in Philly. That was when he was on his Ninja Turtle kick and he was wearing the headband.
Yeah, and he was an asshole to everybody, but that's going to be the highest answer.
It's typical Jimmy Butler behavior. Well, if all else fails, we'll say Jimmy Butler. Again, this is a warm-up round that has lasted 15 minutes, so that's fine.
I think I found it.
Who is it?
3-point contest winner.
Jason Capono?
Jason Capono.
Yes, I knew you were going with that one. Yes, Jason Capono. All right. Really? 37, not bad at all.
I want to see what Jason Capono was.
Jason Capono was 0.5. Solid. Let's see the summary. I'm a stats guy. I'm a nerd. I'm sorry. So this game has been played 13,000 times. The average score was 6.8. So we were well below average.
Man, like the Heat. No one wanted to play for the Heat and other teams, apparently.
No. See, yeah. 51%. Yeah, I'm glad we didn't go with that. Karis LeVert. These are all, Chad, if you're just following along, these are all the most common answers. So obviously Dwayne Wade, Devin Booker.
Surprised
really?
Cam Thomas is the top first round pick.
I was just looking at that. I'm like, really? Cam Thomas? I would have went with like somebody different.
Darren Williams? No, he was on the Jazz. Well, he was drafted the Jazz.
Darren Williams. Oh, Illini legend, Darren Williams. Yeah, he was a Jazz. Okay. So of this grid, only one less than 50% completed the entire grid. Okay. Yeah. Hey, you know what? We did good. I'm not even upset. This is a good one for a warm-up round. All right. Do you just want to do yesterday's or do you want to pick a random number?
Well, let's just do yesterday's.
We'll do yesterday's. All right. 220-25, number 577. Still no Bulls. We've only got it one time. I remember when Suze joined the chat. She gave us one that gave us a Bulls.
Bulls?
Suze, shout out. Yeah. If you're in the chat, Suze, shout out to you.
I'm 90% positive Darren Williams played for the Mavericks.
He did.
And the Jazz.
He did. 36%. That is absolute cheeks right there.
Let's do a different. Do you want to do different? Give up.
All right.
Just pick the number one.
I already did number one.
No, I'm just saying we just picked the number one answer.
Yeah, that's not happening. I didn't do number one. No, I did do number one.
Just scroll through the list and I'll tell you when to stop.
All right.
Stop.
All right.
Yeah, perfect. 320.
320. All right. Bulls.
Oh.
Hell yeah. Okay. Bulls and Lakers, it's going to be Luol Deng. Bulls and Nets will be CJ Watson. Hall of Fame, soon to be John Lucas III, Dan's boy. All right, where do you want to start?
Just do those two.
Okay, really? Okay. No, really? John Lucas III is not a Hall of Fame.
No, Luol Deng.
Luol? Okay.
I feel like that
Shannon
might be
Brown.
high.
Shannon Brown.
Do it. I don't
Shannon
remember
Brown
him on the
did.
Bulls.
We traded him when we traded for like Larry Hughes. It's part of that Ben Wallace trade.
You know who that should have been?
Boom.
Fucking
Boom.
Kobe Bryant. It should have been goddamn Kobe Bryant.
It should have been. We were dangerously close to getting Kobe Bryant. I'm still pissed to this day. Hall of Famer, Artis Gilmore, Norm Van Leer.
Bob Love is your Nets Bulls one. Too.
Really? Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah.
Bob Love. All right. Shout out. Well, 1%. Hell yeah, we're killing it this one. Hall of Famer. Was Norm Van Leer a Hall of Famer? Or Jerry Sloan?
I think Jerry Sloan was.
That'll be easy because his number is retired. I feel like Hall of Famer. If the real answer is Tony Kukoc.
Is he?
I don't know. I wish. He deserves it. He's one of the best six-man to ever play the game. If Norm Van Leer is a Hall of Famer, then I'm going to go with Norm Van Leer.
Or
Ben Wallace.
Leer is not. Yeah, Ben Wallace. Tony Kukoc is.
Tony Kukoc is?
Nate Thurman.
All right, let's go Nate Thurman.
Chet Walker.
Which one?
Artis Gilmore.
Artis will draw a big crowd.
Yeah. Nate Thurman.
All right. Why did I delete it? I was already there. All right. Nate Thurman survey says 0.4. He doesn't even have a picture that was taken with a color camera.
Your top ones are probably Jordan, Pippen, Rodman.
See, this is.
I guess we could have done Pau Gasol. Didn't he just get in?
Oh, we could have, yeah. See, this is what I like to call elite basketball knowledge right there. Elite Chicago Bulls knowledge right there. That middle row. All right. Lakers legend with 10 plus rebounds in a game. It's going to be Andrew Bynum. Or what was that guy? Timothy Mozgov.
I don't know. I don't remember. I don't think he was so terrible on the Lakers.
Yeah, he was actually. Then, I mean, we could obviously that's going to be like Kareem, Wilt, all those players, but Kurt Rambis. I don't want to. would you roll the dice on Andrew Bynum, or do you think people would know that?
Bynum?
Yeah,
I think that's well. I don't remember if he had 10. This 10 rebound a game thing fucked us before because
it had to have been done with that team
yes. So Andrew Bynum did it twice.
on the Lakers.
Yes.
All right,
Yeah.
we'll just do
But
that.
it's like, I don't know. I feel like I expect competent centers to be able to get 10 rebounds a game.
Yeah.
You
Well,
passed him.
you forget that back in the
Look, I
day.
forgot about that guy.
You forget that back in the day they weren't taking as many shots because no one was just shooting threes willy nilly. 5% solid. Okay. Lakers and Wizards. That's clearly Russell Westbrook. But I don't want to put that. All right. Washington Wizards Hall of Fame.
Michael Jordan.
Should I?
That's gonna be number one. That's gonna be
Really?
number one. That's 100% gonna be number one.
Okay. 10 plus rebounds in a game plus Hall of Fame. You said Ben Wallace was not in the Hall of Fame?
Ben Wallace is in the Hall of Fame.
All right. Should we go Ben Wallace?
Yeah.
Show me Big Ben. 2. All right, dude. We're cruising on this one. This is a good one. And I am at 9% battery life. Okay.
Kyle Kuzma is your Lakers net or Wizards. No. Yeah, Kyle Kuzma is the answer for that. But I think
I feel like
that's
so
high.
many players. Yeah. I absolutely hate that I'm going to say this name. Absolutely hate it. Just because I hate that I'm going to say this name. Is Rip Hamilton in the Hall of Fame?
No.
He's not?
No.
Really?
Why would Rip Hamilton be in the Hall of Fame?
Well, that's an obvious question, but I mean, like, he's definitely not in my Bulls Hall of Fame.
You know what? There's Chris Webber.
That'll be a big one too, because when he was Washington Bulls,
so Chris Webber, Paul Pierce. He just got in this year.
Ooh, Paul Pierce,
I think, or last year. Samadi's in the chat.
Yeah, Samadi, what is up, my guy? Samadi, that was a great live stream last time. Samadi, we could have used you in the last grid. We were getting our asses kicked by that grid. Samadi, welcome to the chat. What grid do you want? We're turning the floor to you. Shaq Harrison, Bulls Nets. We already did Bulls Nets.
Doing it.
He loves Shaq Harrison. Somebody these are tough.
I think Chris Webber is a decent one for that. Or
Gilbert Arenas.
Is he in the Hall of Fame?
Manute Bol. Manute Bol. Or Muggsy Bogues. Is Muggsy Bogues in the Hall of Fame?
I don't think so.
If Muggsy Bogues is in the Hall of Fame, it's 1000% Muggsy Bogues. Because I know very little people forgot. Gus Johnson, Wizards Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Somebody never lets us down. See this. Let's see this. Ow! 0.2. Look at that. That kind of okay. This is the guy I was trying to think of yesterday when I was the center for the Knicks. He kind of looked like him. She's right, man. Man arrives to the party and gets us a 0.2. All right. Do you know who I'm talking about now, somebody? Yeah, that guy. Brooklyn Nets 10 plus rebounds a game. Did Dražen? Oh no, that'll be a big answer. Dražen Petrovic. I think Marcus Camby fits in this one. Or Kenyon Martin.
Kenyon Martin didn't have 10 plus rebounds.
No? Okay.
I don't think so.
Yeah, probably not. Did Jason Capono ever play for the Wizards?
I don't think so.
Shoot.
What the heck?
Randy Foye, Wizards and Nets. Perfect. Randy Foye. That was another 2K legend. Randy Foye. 0.2%. Man, somebody's 2 for 2 with these 0.2s. See, we needed them this whole time. All right, 2 more squares, and then this could probably be one of our best grids we've ever done.
Well, this is your 10 plus rebounds is Jason Williams.
Jason Williams.
Yeah. I thought it was Jay Wills, like white chocolate. Turns out he was a center on the Nets in the 90s, and he had 4 years where he was Jays.
Jason.
Yeah.
From 91 to 99?
Yep.
Trusting you. 9%. Dude, I totally forgot about Jason Williams.
I actually I thought it was the other. I really thought it was white chocolate when I clicked on his name.
Yeah. One more grid. One more grid.
Hey, Kuzma's the answer.
Who? Yeah, indeed. I you know what? I would put Kuzma down if I wasn't 100% sure that it was Byron Russell. Yes. Yes. The man who's got Michael Jordan's handprint permanently embedded in his chest. It wasn't a push-off. I must have spelled Byron wrong. You know what? We're just going to put Russell. Oh, because it's Brian. Yeah, Brian Russell. All right. 18.007.
Jesus.
0.007. Samadi Yee, you are legendary. Legendary. Let's see the stats because I'm a nerd. The average score was 7, so I find it hard to believe that I find it very hard to believe that the average score was the average score per grid was 7. Okay.
Yeah.
That I can believe. Let's see the common answers. Paul Pierce, Kyle Kuzma. What did I tell you? It would have been 30%. Yep. Kyle Kuzma. Wes Unseld. Drummond, yeah. Oh, really? That many people said Dennis Rodman?
I really am surprised that Michael Jordan isn't number 1 for
Hall of
Bulls
Fame
and the Wizards.
Yeah, unless people are like, they know 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Scottie Pippen, I guess people just gave up. Really? Jared Allen, 10 plus rebounds. Shaq, I'm surprised no one went with like Kareem for any of these answers. Not to say they didn't, but it's just not the most common answer. Wow. Good score. Good score. So if somebody didn't jump into this chat, we would have been cooked.
Yep.
He is the highest profile guy from my college. Byron Russell or Brian Russell. So Well, I wish we had time to do more, but my computer battery is at 3%. Rookie move. I didn't charge it. 3%. Rookie move. I did not charge it. So, and my charger's downstairs. So, but anyway, what do you got? Closing statements. Besides, go charge your freaking MacBook.
Yeah. I got nothing. Go if you can, go to that Windy City Bulls game to watch Brad play.
Yeah, shout out Brad. Best of luck to you, Brad. Hopefully he takes home the trophy. That actually is a good game for him to go to, because now that I recall, it's the one, I think it's the Polish appreciation night where you get a jersey and a bobblehead. Well, special tickets get the bobblehead, but you know what I'm talking about.
I do have something. It'll probably be, actually, let me see when it is.
We're down to 2%, Scapper. 2%.
Hold on a second.
I can hold on. I got all day.
March 7th. It's going to be a Monday. I am going to be doing a live. Sal will not be there. Dan will not be there. We are going to, I'm going to actually have Brad, my other friend, TJ, and then one of my coworkers. We will be doing a breakdown of March Madness. So right after Selection Sunday, we will be doing it. I think we lost Sal. But so yeah, make sure you check that out. If you're interested at all with the tournament, we'll be doing that breakdown. I don't know a ton about college basketball. I haven't been watching a lot this year, but the three guys that I'm bringing on that's kind of what they do, is they just watch college basketball. So they'll kind of give a breakdown, especially one of the guys is super into watching some of the smaller teams. So he'll give some insight on some of the teams that are like 11 and 12 seeds. So there's that. All right. Looks like we lost Sal. So everybody have a good night, and go Bulls. We might win a game the rest of the year. So, all right. Have a good night.